How's it going, guys? Andy here from 4K Downtime, back at you with another 4K news update. So Bethesda recently came out and say that the titles that they have on the Switch has been hugely popular. Now this is kind of like, in a debate of whether or not if Bethesda is talking about sales or like what does the word hugely popular actually means. Now I think it does in some way tie into sales because the games that they have released so far. Now, this is going by VG charts, so in no way am I saying that these numbers are absolutely legit, because VG charts, rarely ever that accurate. Sometimes they undertrack by quite a bit. But according to Skyrim, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that it definitely managed to sell over 1 million copies, and like Doom, maybe including digitals, you probably be about 500,000. Now, Wolfenstein 2, that's the one I'm really not too sure. But overall, I think the amount that has kind of come back in, I think they did turn a profit for a lot of these games, just purely maybe because porting it didn't cost them a lot. So most of this is probably just straight away profit, to the company's pockets. So in that sense, maybe that's what he's talking about. Again, it's kind of it's a word that's really hard to decipher, it, to be perfectly honest with you, but I do think that sales has got something to do with it. And the reason why I say that is because it really just goes to show of recently when Bethesda announced Doom Eternal. Now, I'll be perfectly honest, when they announced it at E3, because they didn't mention anything about a Switch version, I was just assuming that this was only going to be on the PS4 and the Xbox One, and of course PC as well. But then when they did the event, when they show off more gameplay and have finally announced it that it's coming to the Switch as well, and they didn't really announce it in the sense that it's also coming to the Switch. They're literally just putting it as, yeah, it's on these following platforms, Switch is included. So they just put it like that, and I'm like, that's great. That just goes to show that they, it's something that they've considered right from the get-go. Now, it's not something that maybe or maybe not, is it going to release day and date? But hopefully, even if it's not going to be that far off. And I'm assuming that Panic Button is going to be doing it. But this just goes to show that Bethesda is definitely committed to continue supporting the Switch, mainly probably due to the fact that, okay, they're probably happy with the sales and there's money to be made on this platform. And it's so surprising as well, of all the third-party publishers, Bethesda is actually the one that it's on board, with Nintendo Switch. Even from the very get-go, they felt okay, we've got these games coming onto the system. And I felt because these ports are, for the most part, really, really good. I've played Skyrim, I've tried Doom, and I've tried beat Wolfenstein 2 and Doom as well. And they play relatively well. I'm not trying to say that they're the best addition to go for. They're definitely compromises, but they're compromised in a way that they're still the kind of a similar experience without actually sacrificing too much, in my opinion, of course. So if you differ, then feel free, to give out your opinion. But still, I felt what Bethesda's doing at the moment, it's great. I can't wait to see what they actually have for us in the future. My personally, what I want is hopefully we'll get the Evil Within, because I feel that series would really work out on the Switch. As far as I've heard a lot of people wanting Fallout. Now I can't see them put Fallout 4 there straight away. I could actually see maybe they would do Fallout 3 and maybe New Vegas, hopefully bundled in one, and then use that to test the waters, because I do understand that sometimes in terms of porting games over to the Switch, you kind of see okay, does it fit, is there an audience for it? So if they want to test the water, I could totally see that as well. But of course there's other things as well. There's Dishonored, they could try that, and then there's I believe Prey is also there as well. So I think ultimately I could see all of these games having a chance on the Nintendo Switch. It just depends on whether or not Bethesda is going to do it. But considering that it seems like they're happy with Switch so far, what they've actually put out and what we could look forward to it, I think nothing's off the limits. I just felt if it's something that makes sense, they'll most likely do it. But I'm happy to hear that Bethesda is actually happy with the Switch and everything like that, and it seems like their relationship is still pretty strong. So hopefully, I'm going to see more games coming out of Bethesda. But I'm kind of glad to see that these third-party developers and publishers are coming out and praising the system. Of course, whether or not if this support remains to be strong, we're gonna have to wait and see. But as of right now, it seems like everything is going nicely with them. But anyway, that's just my opinion though. I'd like to hear what you think. So if you got anything like want to discuss regarding this topic, feel free to comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. As always guys, if you like this video, consider subscribing and giving it a like. If not, you can hit a dislike and tell me what I could actually improve on. This is Andy from 4K Downtime signing off. Have a good one.